Mayor-Calderone, and the ringleader and instigator, Frank, who made all this happen. Looking out here, what I see is the best of what we are all about as a nation. The commander of the Army Reserve has a vision of a skill-rich, community-based organization that brings the best citizen soldier to the fight. And that's what we indeed have here. And it's because of the joint efforts of these soldiers here, their families, in this community. We are about diversity. We are about bringing the best of the best to the fight. And as we look out here across this crowd that's welcoming these great soldiers home, we see that it is the best that America brings. And that's why we are so successful as a nation. I would like to thank everyone who's made this homecoming possible, and thank the soldiers of the 318th Public Affairs Operations Center for the tremendous job that they've done. It's hard for it to sink in how many people were over there and how much impact this small group had on winning the war. A lot of combat soldiers out there going out and fighting real hard. And they're fighting a tactical fight, and they're fighting and slugging it out. But unless you get the right information out, unless you send out the right message, unless you know what you're talking about, you're never going to win the war. And that's what this small and powerful group was doing for the United States Embassy and the strategic leadership in the multinational force in Iraq. And I can tell you, it's because of these key, skill-rich citizen soldiers that we were able to bring this thing to a conclusion. And I'd like to thank them again as their commander for the tremendous job they've done, and get out of the way so they can get back with their families who were a critical part of that team, and they could not have done it without them either. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General. Provisions were made for all of these soldiers' families to meet them at O'Hare Airport, but of course, you know, they only got to hug and kiss for a few minutes, and in fact, just this afternoon, one of the soldiers' mothers, who I believe was not able to make it to the airport, called our office and wanted to get directions here to the Park District. So that's gotta be mine. I think, is that Sergeant? Is it Sergeant Schiff? Sergeant Schiff.
My mom, she drove all the way in from Vegas.
His mother drove all the way in from Vegas. Sergeant Schiff's 5th deployment, I was just advised. The General could not have overemphasized the importance of this particular unit, the 318th, the public affairs component, and certainly, especially in the world that we live in today, where in a second or two, information can be transmitted around the world. Right? We as Americans, we want the fastest information that we possibly can get. And it's this unit, it's these men and women that are responsible for us as Americans being able to go home tonight and turn on the TV and knowing what's happening clear across the world. So they are a very, very integral part. But as I get close to drawing to an end, I want to let all of the members, the soldiers of the 318th, know that without this gentleman that I'm going to ask to come up here, this guy is really the person responsible for initiating this. And everything starts with a great thought in someone's mind. And it is because of the great thought in his mind that just developed and developed and developed. We must have spoken 8 times every day since last Thursday. I'm not kidding you. Up until midnight, we have spoken 6 or 8 times every single day. This guy not only has passion,